storing up your riches in heaven. Shalom. First and foremost, giving all praises, honor, glory, respect, and blessings to Yahweh, Bashem, Yahweh Shai, Bashem Rachakwadash. Salutations to the Lord's elect on the four corners of the earth, pushing this truth and sincerity while patiently waiting for Yahweh Shai's return. And double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone, which have taught us everything we know through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Now, concerning storing up your excuse me, your spiritual riches which are in heaven. Okay? You know, one thing you should not do is labor on this side physically to be rich, because the riches of this world is temporal. As you may know, there will be a third world war, which World War III is happening right now. So it's only a matter of time before it escalates into a nuclear war. But you know, one thing as a brother in this truth, one thing you should be doing is, you know, storing up your riches in heaven. Now, how do you store up your riches in heaven? You store up your riches in heaven by doing the things that are pleasing to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. So that way, if you're of the elect, Lord's will, when you know hell break loose in America, when the people's about to be judged on a massive scale, when people are about to be judged on a massive scale, you know, the Lord can look at your spiritual riches and be like, okay, so you know, he was doing this, he was doing that, you know, he was doing his best to do the right thing. Go and protect that man right there. You know, he'll command his angels to protect you. As it is written, the angels encamp around them that fear the Lord and delivereth them. So by storing up spiritual riches in heaven, you know, excuse me, by storing up your spiritual riches in heaven, those spiritual riches in the end can deliver you. You know, and a matter of fact, the proof of that is in Second Esdras. Okay, I believe it's Second Esdras chapter 9 verse 13. Let me see if it has it. No, it's Second Esdras chapter 9 verse 7. Okay, Second Esdras chapter 9 verse 7. And everyone that shall be saved, it shall be able to escape by his works, right? By doing the works, you're storing up your spiritual riches in heaven. And by faith, okay, by faith cometh what? Works, whereby ye have believed. And what are some of the works that you can do to store up your spiritual riches in heaven? Doing videos that edify the flock, you know, feeding the Lord's sheep, you know, defending the gospel, you know, whenever somebody, you know, goes off in the scriptures, you come back and correct them, or you know, you do a correction video, you know. You know, going out on the highways and hedges, fasting. Fasting is a part of storing up the spiritual riches. Okay, fasting, praying for brothers is a part of storing up the spiritual riches. Okay, you're praying for brothers. That's a part of storing up your spiritual riches in heaven. You know, and again, you're going on the highways and hedges. You're doing your videos. You're fasting. You're praying. You're paying your tithes. Okay, you're paying your tithes. All these is a part of storing up your spiritual riches, which is the works done by faith. Okay, you're being obedient unto your higher ups, such as your camp leaders, the regional heads, the apostles, the elders. Whenever they put out a decree, you're taking heed. You're not being disobedient. Like there was a decree that Apostle Tahar put out. I believe it was last year, and that decree was, brothers had to cut their hair. Now, if you have faith in Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, you would know that that was the Lord speaking through that man, through that apostle. So any brother who did not cut their hair after the apostle put out that decree, it means you have no faith. Okay, the works is more than just going out on the highways and hedges and teaching and doing videos, fasting, praying, paying your tithes, being brotherly, helping brothers out with bills and money and gas and all that. It's more than just that. You also have to obey the decrees that the apostles or elders put out there. So that's also a part of the works. Listening to your higher ups. If the apostles or the elders say something, you have to do it. Okay, as long as it's in righteousness, of course. But they're not going to put some wicked decree out there like, go out there and commit adultery. Nah, No, they're going to tell you, if you got dreads, you got to get rid of them. If you're an Israelite man with long hair, you got to cut your hair. Okay? You cannot eat edibles. No eating edibles, right? Because like the brother Manak Dazakba said, you conjuring up demons, Well, when you eating them edibles, you're opening portals for demons to come into your temple and basically corrupt your mind, cloud your judgment. Okay? So no eating edibles. That was a decree put out there. So, all that is a part of the works, being obedient and storing up your riches, which is in heaven. 1 Corinthians 13, verse 1, though I speak with tongues, though I speak with the tongues of men and of angels, and have not charity, I am become as sounding brass or a tinkling cymbal. What is charity? Charity is doing the works of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, as I have listed earlier, as some examples. Okay? And though I have the gift of prophecy and understand all mysteries and all knowledge, and though I have all faith so that I could remove mountains and have not charity, I am nothing. Okay? Charity is also brotherly love. Showing love to your brother, And though I bestow all my goods to feed the poor, and though I give my body to be burned, and have not charity, it profiteth me nothing. Okay? Charity is also helping brothers out with money, Not not making your brother's life a living hell is also charity, Communing with brothers is also charity. Charity suffereth long and is kind. Charity envieth not. Charity vaunteth not itself, is not puffed up, doth not behave itself unseemly, seeketh not her own, is not easily provoked, thinketh no evil, You know what else is a part of doing the works? You're not thinking no evil thought in your mind, You're not thinking about doing wickedness. You're not thinking about committing sin, Not committing sin behind brothers' backs. No, not committing sin behind closed doors. That's also charity. Keeping the law, statutes, and commandments to the best of your ability. That's also charity, which is storing up your riches, which is in heaven. Okay? You know, you're keeping the new moon. I mean, you're keeping the Sabbath according to the new moon. You're keeping the high holy days. All that is a part of storing up your riches, which is in heaven, which is also doing the works, which is done by faith, which is also charity. Hey, I'll tell you something else. Okay, bearing your infirmities. You know, if the Most High give you some kind of sickness, you know, you're bearing it. You're bearing the sickness with long suffering. Well, that's charity. Okay, and that's also a part of storing up your riches in heaven. Even though you're sick, you're still doing the works. You don't think the Most High see that? Okay, that's charity. So charity rejoiceth not in iniquity, but rejoiceth in the truth. Yahushua is the truth. Okay? Beareth all things, believeth all things, hopeth all things, endureth all things. Having faith alone is charity, which is also by faith you're doing the works, which is storing up your riches, which is in heaven. Okay? Charity never faileth, but whether there be prophecies, they shall fail. Whether they be tongues, they shall cease. Whether they be knowledge, it shall vanish away. For we know in part and we prophesy in part. Now, let's go from there to I believe it's, let's see, is it Matthew's chapter 6, verse 23? Could be wrong, but let me see. Let me see. Let me see. No, it's yeah. Here it is. The book of Matthew, chapter 6, verse 19. Chapter 6, verse 19. Lay not up for yourselves treasures upon earth, where moth and rust doth corrupt. Right, because the moth and the rust really is talking about the riches of this world, because the riches of this world will corrupt you, you know? I mean, think about it. If you have $20 million, are you going to be thinking about the Most High? Nah, you're going to be thinking about getting bitches and clothes and jewelry. Your main focus is going to be on your life. And the scriptures tell you that the heart is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. Okay? Okay? The heart is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. So if your main focus is on, you know, if you got all this money in the world and stuff, you know, your main focus is going to be on worldly things, you know. And those things will, you know, money, having a lot of money can corrupt you. Okay? So lay not up for yourselves treasures upon earth, you know. In other words, do not labor to be rich on this side. I mean, yeah, you know, the scriptures say money is a defense. So of course, you know, you have enough money to take care of your daily needs. But at the end of the day, though, you know, your main focus is not on, like your mindset is not that 50 cent type of mindset, you know, get rich or die trying. Nah, man. Your main focus is on, you know, doing the works. Because you know that if you do the works, that you're storing up your spiritual riches. And your spirit at the end of the day, like it tells you in Second Esdras, the ninth chapter, you know, your works and your faith and your fear in Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, is what's going to deliver you. Okay, the Lord's going to look at your spiritual riches. He's going to look at all the works you've done in the truth, and by your works, you're going to be delivered. So that's what you should be, because money is not going to deliver you. Like it tells you in the book of Jeremiah, your riches is not going to deliver you. You're not going to be delivered by your riches on this side, your physical riches. $20 million at the end of the day, it's not going to deliver you from martial law. It's not going to deliver you from a famine. It's not going to deliver you from disease warfare. It's not going to deliver you from robots with guns on them. It's not going to deliver you from race wars or civil unrest. $20 million is not going to deliver you from newly created beasts or monstrous apparitions or outer worldly creatures. $20 million is not going to deliver you from America being invaded and troops killing people. $20 million is not going to deliver you from the nuclear destruction. But your spiritual riches in heaven, done by works, which comes by faith, will deliver you. So lay not up for yourselves treasures upon earth, where moth and rust doth corrupt, and where thieves break through and steal. And at the end of the day, anybody can come through and steal $20 million. 1 minute you're rich, the next minute you're broke. But no one can steal your spiritual riches. But lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust doth corrupt, and where thieves do not break through and steal. For where your heart is, for where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. Okay? And I got one more scripture. Let's go to the book of Colossians, chapter 3. I believe it's Colossians 3 verse. Oops, sorry. See, I got it's hold on. Is it Colossians? Okay, so let's just go to Colossians chapter 3. Colossians chapter 3, verse 2. Set your affection on things above. What does it mean by things above? The things in heaven. Your spiritual riches. Set your affection on your spiritual riches. Okay? Set your affection on things above, not on things on the earth. Right. Because everything we see on the earth is temporal. Because at the end of the day, it's all going to be melted away. But your spiritual riches are eternal. With that, I'm going to say, Shalom is on to the next one.